ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all working to promote printmaking for past more than a decade now. We have privilege of holding one of the largest printmaking exhibitions displaying more than 450 prints at Jahangir Art Gallery, covering all 3 exhibition halls and the auditorium at the same time. Today, we have gathered here to discuss printmaking challenges in the digital world. We have with us the distinguished panel of most knowledgeable persons in printmaking today. I will briefly introduce Professor Vijay Bagodi sir, who is currently Dean, Faculty of Fine Arts, MS University, Baroda, which is on the world map for printmaking education. Faculty of Fine Arts, MS University, Baroda has given more brilliant printmakers than any other college in the country. His international exhibitions in the Contemporary Printmaking Exhibition in Festival of India, San Diego University, USA, the 10th International Exhibition of Graphics Art, Germany, and 22nd International Exhibition of Graphic Arts, Slovenia. In India, he has had both solo and group shows at Mumbai, Bangalore, Baroda, and many other places. He has received accolades from IFAX New Delhi, Bombay Art Society, All India Art Exhibition, and National Award for Print in 40th National Exhibition Contemporary Art, Bangalore. We have with us Madam Kavita Shah, freelance artist, educator, consultant, Faculty of Fine Arts, MS University, Baroda, and Managing Trustee of Sharp Foundation. Sharp was established on a cooperative basis in 1999 with the aim to create and promote wide appreciation of original prints and printmaking techniques. It's a non-profit organization founded by Honorable Shri Ghulam Mohammad Sheikh, Vijay Bagodi sir, and Kavita Shah. It offers opportunities to artists and printmakers to work with different printmaking media and is frequented by renowned and international artists, printmaking enthusiasts, and art students. Kavita ji has done her master's in printmaking from MS University, Baroda. She has had many solo shows and has participated in International Print Biennale, Bharat Bhavan Bhopal, 11th Triennale India, small format show Chicago, multiple encounter New York, and many, many more. Today, we also have with us Mr. Arpan Mukherjee, who is Professor, Department of Printmaking, Vishwa Bharati University, Shantiniketan. Arpan sir has participated in a number of international and national level exhibitions and workshops. He has given lectures and conducted numerous workshops on printmaking and photographic history nationally and internationally. In 2010, he has received Photographer of the Year Award from the Better Photography magazine. His 3 different bodies of work have been showcased in Chennai Photo Biennale, Kolkata International Photo Festival, Rishu Photo Festival, China, and Serendipity Art Festival. He is among the very few artists who work with historical photographic process in the country and has developed mediums like gum dichromate, salt print, wet plate corrosion, handmade silver gelatin, emulsion, etc. Arpan sir is presently teaching as professor in the Department of Printmaking, Vishwabharati University, Shantiniketan. Next on our panel is Mr. Dushyant Patel, graphic art technical expert in the Department of Graphic Arts, Faculty of Fine Arts, MS University, Baroda. Dushyant has studied painting from CN College of Fine Arts, Ahmedabad, and printmaking from MS University, Baroda. He has received numerous awards and scholarships, mainly from among them, which is HRD Scholarship, ICSE Printmaking Award, etc., etc. He has also participated in shows, both group and solo, including the Big Baroda Show in 2012. He explores relationship between male and female using various metaphorical objects such as apple, crow, cactus, and many other objects. The subject in his work is heavily influenced by the surroundings and the emotions that he draws from. This was a brief introduction for our panelists. Today, we have gathered here to discuss printmaking challenges in the digital world. I would like to start with, firstly, Shri Vijay Bagodi sir. Kindly inform us that in the present times, many young renowned artists of our country are working very hard in the field of art, in the field of especially printmaking. Yeah. Is there any difference between the creations or the artworks that are created in the Western world and in our home country, India? If so, what is the difference between these two types of different artworks? Vijay Bagodi sir.
Actually, in creativity, there is no much difference in the Western world of what the printmakers are practicing and what printmakers are practicing in India. Not much difference actually, but there are difference in in the discipline itself, like studio facilities and other disciplinary technical facilities. So other than that, as far as creative concern, I don't think it is depends. It is a much difference between Western countries and as you said, in Eastern countries. But it depends on the individual artist to artist actually. They can express according to their own way actually. They can choose their own medium also. So in that way, there is a much slightly difference in between practice. But creativity, as far as creativity concerned, everywhere it is same, I think. So that is what I think actually.
I agree. But do the technology and the equipment change according to these two places? Like in Western world, they are more advanced, or the same technology?
No, basic technology is the same, what we practice and what they practice actually, but they have more sophisticated and well equipped studios and all actually. So those are the differences are there actually, but that is all difference here also actually. What Baroda has and what Shantiniketan has and what other studios, private studios have, each one of one of them have a different kind of facilities. Some studios have a only lithographs setup, and some studios have a only few mediums like etching and woodcut and other things, still screen, and if you see the people like a younger generation and all, they all are working in many other advanced medium like alternative mediums and all actually. So like that, there are studio to studio, it differs actually. So within Baroda only, there are many studios, each one has their own setup actually.
Right.
In that kind of differences are there in the between the studios, but not much basic differences are not there.
Great, great, great. Okay, now we come to next question. We know that many printmaking artists are passionately involved and attached to their profession, while people understanding its value and print art collectors are very few.
Yeah.
What measures should be taken to spread awareness and importance of artwork so that more people start collecting artworks of budding and renowned artists? We are talking about printmaking at present. Kavita ji, you will address this.
Yes, actually, we started Sharp for the same purpose. Once we finished our masters in printmaking, and we realized that people are refraining from buying prints because they think there are editions. So we started CHAP in 1999 with the objective to bring awareness among people about limited edition original print. To do so, we held several exhibitions, we did so many workshops, we had brought out portfolios. So every specifically conducted workshop on etchings, woodcut for non-artists, so that they understand what it is and what all goes in making print. And we used to hold kind of a short art history sessions where we used to show them these are the good prints, how they are done, the final nuances of printmaking. We have like now 20, must have held about 100 workshops so far. And
Great,
also
great.
we go to schools and colleges and we talk about what printmaking is. So this is how we feel that awareness will come in society.
Great. Next, I would like to know from Arpan sir.
Yes.
What measures should be taken to make our art collectors and gallerists buy more of printmaking artworks?
Well, if that's the only place to go for the printmaking, then I'm afraid I don't have that much of ability to talk about that, how to attract the art collectors and buyers. However, as a form of art, as a medium of art, printmaking could reach into a different perspective. By characteristic, printmaking has a different position than the painting. So it's all about multiplicity. It's all about reproductions, and so on. It's all about that spreading into many. So why we have to depend on a particular art collector who can collect the print, but we can make multiple copies, we can make multiple folios. So we, the printmaker, also have to take the strategy, think about the strategy that how print as an art form could be spread. We need to ask these questions, that whether a graphic print has a different kind of a circulation process or not, whether the viewership of graphic print should be different than the painting or a or a kind of an object-based art appreciation methods. So these are the basic questions which we need to ask. And if we can ask, then we can probably get the answer. I personally believe that print, the circulation of print, viewing of print needs a definitive structure, a structure which the artist could make, and so it will have its own audience. So these crises, we can come over through this crisis.
I understand what you're saying, but somehow in India, we have not been able to popularize the basic fundamental difference between a print and a painting. What happens is, my personal experience, I will tell you, in one of the shows, a gentleman came and selected, it was a printmaking show. He came and selected around 8-10 beautiful prints. And he was very much attracted that prints are very cost effective. He paid the money, he got them packed, and when I raised the bill, I wrote graphic art print. And the guy was baffled. He said, what print? I want artwork. I want original artwork. Remember that these prints are original artworks. But I was not able to convince him, and he did not purchase those.
Absolutely. So this is the point I was actually trying to raise, that we need to think about the viewership of print, circulation of print in a different format. Like somebody who is coming to a gallery to purchase the original painting, if you give him a print and he doesn't have any idea what the original print is all about.
Yes.
These problems. So we need to create our own viewer, a learner viewer, which is a problem in India, but which probably is not the problem in the Western countries. So that's one of the problem. But then, sir, there are other problems, like in galleries in London, you will see a queue. People are lying down there to go and visit the show. But here in our country, look at the shows. What happens? The artist sits inside the gallery, and then only the opening day. Then nobody else. Whether it is a painting show or a graphics show or whatever it is.
Anything.
So the awareness of contemporary art practice is somehow or the other limited to the art practitioners, art college students, and art related. Common man doesn't have any interest to art, except if it is. So that's one thing. Yeah, please.
I think Bhagwati sir wants to say something.
Yeah, I will just
Bhagwati sir wants to say something.
Yeah, I will just add on to what Arpan was saying actually, because this has been there. This problem has been there since many decades. Because even best of the best art schools professors doesn't know about the print sector. They could not differentiate these problems actually. So this is not only the bias, but with many art educationists also doesn't know what is the best fine prints about the print. So that is a basic fundamental problem is there actually, even now also. So we've been trying to educate, we have been trying to explain to them and understand them, but still there is a bit gap between bias and as well as the understanding of the print.
Very correct.
Many buyers, they don't have much of understanding about the prints actually. Most of the buyers, they come to invest in this as investors actually, thinking that it will multiply in one day or like someday. So that is there in their mind actually. But same time, you have other side of buyers who love art. Like they buy with the heart. Like they buy the artwork, and some they encourage the younger generations, to promote the art. Actually, there are many groups of buyers I noticed actually.
Very correct, sir. Very correct, sir.
I have a point.
Yeah, Kavita ji.
My point is that printmaking is a medium for masses, and masses are not aware of its existence. So there has to be some effort where we can reach out masses and we can tell them what print making is all about. It is actually not this item. It is for Aam Janta. We should not treat it like your focus should not be getting somebody who is buying canvases anyway. Your focus should be people who do not have much money, but they have a taste. That is what It is for the people who may not be able to afford expensive art, but they are not aware about there is a alternative art which is available, which they can afford. So that is the area that one needs to work into.
And Ravindraji, Yeah, look at the other scenario. Look at the academic structure. How many art colleges in India are having specialization in printmaking? There are very few.
Very few. Very
So
few.
if the art college, the art college scenario is something like this, then how do we expect that people will know about it? Means we do not provide education. We do not provide popularity, appreciation methodology. We do not look for that how print could be circulated, how print could be a tool for so many other things. Like it's historically printmaking became tool for so many things, so many social changes, revolutions. So it's a powerful language. That powerful language we somehow or the other forgetting or not taking care of.
Very correct, sir. Very correct, sir. We'll come to this at a later stage of our discussion.
Yeah.
Just now, I will go to Dushyant. See, there are many graphic artists in our country. How can we list them properly and appropriately so that they can come on a common platform? Is there any idea that you think that they can be brought together or listed? Dushyant ji.
दुष्यंत अनम्यूट
आपका
करो,
माइक
अनम्यूट करो.
Yeah.
हाँ.
नहीं, आवाज क्लियर नहीं आ रही है दुष्यंत. नहीं, आवाज क्लियर नहीं आ रही है दुष्यंत.
Meanwhile, somebody else can take it.
Yeah. Arpan sir?
What? How do?
Is it necessary? Do you think it is required?
I don't think. See, the thing is, what is happening nowadays? These boundaries are vanishing.
Yeah.
The boundaries between the disciplines are vanishing, and print means so that we need to listen to the demand of the contemporary practice. We need to listen to the demand of contemporary crisis, and we need to answer it back through that way. In that periphery, it is not necessary to list down the artists who are in printmaking field, but it is necessary to list down the artists who are responding to our own time. So, and that could be done through research, that could be done through the art organizations which are operating nowadays. There are independent art researchers. There are institutions like India Foundation for the Arts. There are institutions like Khoj. There are institutions like even the studios like Chhap, like those who are functioning it, those who are regularly dealing with it. And they are the key resources. They could be the key resources to identify the artist, the soul maker, who are the soul artists who are actually responding to our own time.
So even Arpan, like remote areas like northeast area and all, there are some of my students. They are quietly they are doing many awareness programs in printmaking. Actually, they are having exhibitions continuously, and they are having art workshops continuously to make awareness among the their own art lovers, and that has been there. But listing out is a very difficult job. Actually, even Lalit Kala could not do so many.
Yeah, absolutely. So Vijay ji, what I think means personally, I believe that printmaking is for a teamwork.
It is a collective work.
It's a collective work. It's not an individual artist.
Yeah.
So it's more important to address these collectives. There are small collectives throughout the country, and they're doing it. And only the researchers could do it.
Yeah.
So a combination between these collectives, the artist, art historian, and then researchers or curators, the research kind of a thing which being done by the curators, would actually work it out and list it down. But then Yeah, that's how it could be done. But it is very important to identify these collectives as the way Vijayji was suggesting.
No, even in Baroda, like it is not a big place. It's a very small place actually, comparing to Ahmedabad and the neighboring cities. But as a printmaking practice or an art practice, if you see, there are younger generations to the established generations. There are continuously this practice is going on in their remote way, and as well as reaching out to the other groups also. So they are collectively doing and quietly doing, and are also making noise also. Everything is happening simultaneously. So, for example, even Dushyant is working with many young passed out students. So in that way, groups of people, isolatedly or collecting together, making a studio. All kind of practices are going simultaneously.
So we need the kind of a platform Ravindraji is providing to group up all these collectives.
He is also
these
doing his
collectives
own way,
could know each other and then figure it out.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I have realized that a student is excellent in making while he is in college. He does very fine work, best of the prints he has created. But once he leaves the college, then he gives up printmaking. He goes to painting. He goes to any other art form. But
no, that is
to
there,
pursue
sir.
printmaking, it becomes difficult for him.
But that already Arpan has cleared in earlier. Like there is a very thin boundaries among the art forms. Nowadays, everybody can do everything. If you see today's Bhupen's death anniversary day, I am remembering him. You see his work, he is basically trained in accountancy. He's an accountant, but his heart and passionate in art. Actually, he did so many prints. Actually, in different ways. Actually, so that is every artist try their own hand in a different areas. So that.
It's a personal choice of everybody. If you are graduate from painting, does not mean you did not paint all your life. You may want to sculpt, you may want to print, but what you are that students pass out from printmaking and move on. It is not specifically in India. I was in China where there is a huge printmaking academy, and when I was discussing with them that about 60% of students move on into different area. They said that in China, it is 100% who move to different area. They do not continue. Wow. So it is printmaking is a language. So if you are in the school and you are learning A, B, C, D, so once you come out, you have to understand how you use that A, B, C, D. You are not going to continuously, keep repeating that A, B, C, D. So what you are doing as a printmaking student is you are learning the skill. You are learning few techniques. So once you are out of the college, it is up to you how you. In the mainstream of art, no more technique which is important. It is idea that is important, and how do you express that idea, and what are the languages that you use to express that idea. So, for instance, Kendrick's work, he is using animation, he's using print. So nowadays there is, it is, as Bakuri was saying, the boundaries are merging. All the mediums are coming together depending on what is it that you want to express.
And people also don't pursue printmaking because of the economic reasons.
That could be one of the reasons. Yeah, that could be one of the reasons. But I seriously feel that students should also now understand to use the technique and not stick to it, because it is a language, and with the language you can write a poetry. You cannot say that my language is important. It is is important. But people are not interested in your language. As a printmaker, I've been practicing since almost 30 years. Whenever I explain to people that I'm a printmaker and they say, what do you do? And as I take a zinc plate and I put it in there, they're not interested in knowing the whole thing, you know. They are interested in the end result. What is it that they see and what is it that they like? So I guess one should now be more innovative with all these techniques that one learns in today's time, I feel.
Now,
Very, very correct.
Dushyant audio is all right now. If you can come up.
Dushyant?
But both come
Dushyant?
to my
If you wear a headphone and mic, I think you'll be able to do it.
नहीं Dushyant हेडफोन है तो
हेडफोन
हाँ हाँ ठीक है
आवाज नहीं आ रही है आपकी। अच्छा, अपन अगले प्रश्न पे जाते हैं। जैसे अर्पण सर ने अभी बताया कि it is the responsibility or is the on the part of organizations and studios and galleries to pick up on printmaking promotion. Arpanji, do you think we should have a artist graphic society in our country? Like they have so many other societies. Do you think we should have artists and graphic society in our country? If yes, then what measures and efforts should be taken to build it?
Okay.
How can it be created?
Your audio is broken, so a bit by bit, I listen a bit of it and I missed some bit of it. Are you asking that is it necessary to have a printmaker society?
Yes.
And if yes, then why?
How?
Then how? All right. See,
Yes.
if you look at 80s, like 70s and 80s, throughout the world, there were printmaking society. And as we have mentioned, there were printmaking is a teamwork, is a collective work. If you have already visited the printmaking studios all over the world,
Yes.
all the printmaking studios are not individual studios. These are common studios where many people works together. So this togetherness, this collective effort is associated, is embedded into the methodology of printmaking. This togetherness is definitely need to be addressed while we are looking at printmaking. We cannot separate these together, differently. We cannot separate it.
Okay.
So, in my opinion, a team, a collective, a printmaking collective is more efficient, more effective than independent artists who are working with printmaking methods. But there are a lot of other problems of reading printmaking. There are things there where we compare printmaking with painting, where we try to figure it out like, okay, I have taken only one edition, like that way. But and there are misunderstanding between the idea and technique as well. So these are the general basic problems. But apart from that, this collective effort is a different kind of an effort, and which address the printmaking. So I'm saying it is probably the way we can figure it out. It is probably the way a printmaker or a group of printmaker could survive, and survive well with their full capacity. Yeah,
Yes.
and how it will develop, I think the seed will be there in the colleges and the surroundings. Like for an example, you take MS University, the Faculty of Fine Arts. Look at what is there other than MS University. What is the scenario of printmaking? You see, it's a very positive, vibrant scenario. There
Very
are
good.
students, there are ex-students, there are budding artists, even from Shantiniketan. I know all the way from east to west, our students are also going there to settle down, to so that they can they can be present in an environment where people are working, where the energy is there. So printmaking always needs these energies, and this is probably the ideal examples that what is happening in and around Baroda. That's probably the perfect example.
And
No,
one,
but
and one more addition, like Baroda has a welcoming atmosphere. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah. So even ex-student can take part in as an academic program. Like all that exercises are there actually. Like
Absolutely.
we collectively do move forward for the progress of printmaking. Not only printmaking, every art form actually. So the many times, the discussion will take place. So even former students and everybody can come and take part in it.
Yeah.
All those the exercises makes difference, I suppose.
Yeah, I think it differs from place to place. Like here, Shantiniketan is a very small place. Yet we have from the department only, we have created a residency program in Somnath studio, which is a different studio under the department in Somnath place. But that attracts a whole lot of other artists who are associated with printmaking or may not be associated with printmaking, but wants to work with printmaking methodology, wants to talk in this language. They come, they join this Somnath residency, and then they work there. So this is how I think the academic institutions are having their own role to play, but the ambience of that these centers are also very important.
No, what I was thinking is, yeah, please, Kavita ji.
I'm saying residency also plays a very good role in terms of connecting, sharing knowledge, learning things. And at CHAP, we've hosted many artists as residents, and we have had a wonderful knowledge with them, and good experience so far. So that is another to think of.
Yes. We elaborated on formation of a society or a group. I still fail to exactly concentrate how if we form groups, if 20, 30, 40 students or printmakers can come together and form a group, then would it not be beneficial for each one of them to propagate printmaking?
The point of making group is not to promote printmaking, but to believe in same ideology. That's the point. So it is not necessary that in a group, in an artist group, there should be only printmakers.
Only those people will join the group.
Yes.
Only people who are interested in printmaking will join the group.
That may not be successful. So only the people, those who are interested in printmaking, they join a group. So in what basis you are developing a group? A group could be developed in common interest, like people who works with printmaking, so they produce something. But it is more effective. But it is more effective that if a group could be formed in terms of ideological background, in terms of the faith in same ideology, in terms of believe in the same thing. And it could be very interesting if a musician mixed with printmaker and producer and make a group.
Okay, I understand.
No, this sort of exercise used to happen in earlier also actually. Printmaker, painters, sculptors, and musicians used to have a sessions together, to work together to enhance the art activities. So all those attempts were already made, Ravindra ji. Like over the period of time. So many of them have tried actually. Tried in the sense they've been doing their own way actually. Still, I suppose. What your point is that like as long as the younger printmakers or younger artists they if they take an initiative, it will happen actually. Now the problem is with the younger generation, they don't have much time actually. They are in hurry. So for that, they have to find a short bridge for them. So that it is not their problem. Time is running out of everybody's hand actually. So you see this in the present situation, like this pandemic situation, we've been seeing so many activities, art activities, which happening outside because of this platform. We come to closer. Things are become narrow because we can reach out everywhere. So
Yes.
discussions were taking place. Art activities we are visiting. All those things are happening. But in Baroda, like Dushyant has been doing quite a few workshops and for among the younger generations. He is running his own studio actually. So
I know.
pass out. Most of the pass out students are helping hand to him to establish the platform. So all those attempts are also happening simultaneously.
There are many such small groups in Baroda.
Yeah.
Whenever there are centers or studios like Dushyant Studio, then Subrat has a lithography studio, then there is Space, then there is LMB. So around the studio there is an automatic group which is forming. Maybe it is the ideology or it is because of the practical reason. There are people who come together and work together or exhibit together, and then they'll shift to different groups. So that happens all the time. In Delhi, there is this filmmakers guild which was started and now sort of dispersed. So those things happen, I guess, automatically, especially in printmakers.
That is always helpful for the artists.
Yes.
अच्छा कविता जी आपसे पूछ रहे थे scarcity of printmaking studios in the country. How to address this? As many students who are good printmakers stop practicing due to scarcity of printmaking studios. Like in Bombay, Delhi, Calcutta, big cities, you find studios where you can go and work. But smaller places like Kolhapur, Sholapur, or in Surat, Rajkot, or Jamnagar, there are hardly any printmaking studios. So artists who settle down there after college, for them, how it can be addressed, this printmaking studios का क्या कर सकते हैं अपन?
Abhi to things have changed drastically. When Bagodi and I, when we completed our masters, there was no place. So I went to Ahmedabad, I went to Bhopal. But now I see like Dushyant's batch, I think 2-3 students who passed out, they are coming together, 2 or 3 of them, and then they're starting their own space, buy a small etching press and they start working. So in fact, today only somebody had called from Bhavnagar, which I was surprised. And they said that they have an etching press in Bhavnagar and they are making an edit. So that lady called me to ask how do I sign my print and what is the procedure. And
okay. Very good.
Such initiative people are taking, and surprisingly, when we sort of graduated and the kind of a scarcity of money we had, we don't see the same thing in today's students. We see the kind of paper they use. They all the time use Fabriano and Arch. And Bagodi would know that when we were student, we would take 5 proof on the newsprint. Then we will take 5 on cartridge paper, and we'll have 1 Arch or something. That one final proof. But now I see students proof on Fabriano, and they are slightly better off financially, at least in the cities that I see. I'm not sure about the rural area.
No, but
Nee, that's-
I'll put it in such a way that, we had so much of time in the world. Like now they don't have much of time, and also they are better understanding print quality now than what we used to practice actually, because they use the best materials and they practice on that. Like they have a confidence. We used to do the similar thing in a very sparely, like the best paper used for the only final prints, like that, like. So they do much better way actually. Understanding, they have much better way actually. Like
Yes.
we used to do lot of acids and all hazardously without knowing much of effect of those things. But now students are much aware of these things, like they were aware of all these things. They use the right material, right things for which is good for them and which is bad for the health, and all those things are they are much aware of than what we used to practice. So that is
Very, very good. Very good.
No, I think
Dushyant, your mic is okay. Dushyant, your mic is okay. You are still mute. I cannot hear Dushyant.
Arpan wants to say something.
Yeah, Arpanji.
Yeah. No, as far as the studio is concerned, like there are studios you go to Bhubaneswar, they have a beautiful Lalit Kala Academy studio. But the studio means there are very few people who works there. And there are many studios in small areas, even in the cities. But there is also a crisis of artists, those who wants to work with this in these studios.
I agree with you. I agree with you. It's my personal experience. I have a beautiful studio over here with 2 beautiful machines, brand new, with all the facilities. And I have a staying facility as well as free food and everything. Even then, very, very few people come down to work over here. Maybe it's because of a remote place.
No.
Maybe that's the reason.
Probably not that. But then the only other way around, on the contrary, like the major cities, the like Kolkata Lalit Kala Academy studio, it's full. Like you don't get even if
Gadi is always full.
Same thing with Gadi. So that works in the other way around. So probably the artists, the art college students, after passing out, they go and settle down in the big cities. That's one of the reasons why these are full.
No, like Lalit Kala Bangalore studio is completely in shambles. Nobody goes there. Nobody works there. Lalit Kala Ahmedabad, it's such a beautiful place, in such a bad shape. So my understanding is that setting up a studio is one thing, and to make it run is another thing. There has to be some.
Yes, it's a difficult job.
When something you have to then generate something so that people come. It is not that they will come automatically. So that is
correct.
Challenge that one has to understand and face and plan.
To run a studio, it is like you were हाथी को पाला जैसा है. That is only those who run the studio, they only know about it. So people come and work and go away, that is a different pleasure altogether. But, maintaining studio is a very, very...
I agree with you, sir. I agree with you.
Because as you said, sir, Solapur and Kolhapur places, they don't have such facilities. It is on the contrary, it is other way around. Big cities doesn't have that kind of facility what the small cities have an advantages.
So for that matter, Bombay.
See,
Bombay, there is no facility at all.
See, Bombay, even if they have a central facility, what happens? The commuting is a big problem. People live so far, actually come and work. instead they prefer to work in their own studios. Actually. So that is a big city's problem.
The practical issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is why
Okay, final
Baroda,
question to you, Bagodi sir.
yeah.
Bagodi sir,
Yes.
ये अपन ने सब बात कर लिया,
हाँ.
बहुत प्रिंट मेकिंग हो गया. अब प्रिंट मेकिंग का अवेयरनेस
हाँ.
मेरा पर्सनल जो है कि प्रिंट मेकिंग का जो अवेयरनेस है, जो इंटरेस्ट है, वो किस तरह से लोगों में फैलाया जाए. What is the process कि we can develop interest of general public in print making?
So one has to continuously do activities in printmaking, and continuously more and more activities like discussions, and you can welcome many people to participate, not necessarily to do art, to talk about art, to spread, make awareness of prints. Since you are calling about printmaking, I'm talking about printmaking. So that's why I'm saying, like you can more and more you do the activities actually, then it makes sense. Then obviously people will, try to make an attempt to understand that.
अर्पण जी, आपका क्या कहना है?
No, I think the presence in public is more important. I'm quite agree with Mr. Bagodi. The presence is nahi hai. There is no presence of printmaking, not in terms of exhibition, not in terms of, means, can we think of having a large woodcut in a form of billboard? Like, can we think of it? So that it can throw a challenge, a visual challenge to the public, to common man, that they become interested. Okay, what is this? Like, how we can respond to it. So these challenges are not visible anywhere. We never challenge them with pure black and pure white. There is a general tendency of looking at like understanding printmaking in terms of अरे वो तो print है, ठीक है, वो उसका. So there is no understanding of it. There is no understanding either with the aesthetic of printmaking. So which is more important? That the aesthetics of printmaking it's never been appreciated.
But what should we
Present
do
in the public
to create that?
Yes, I think this more and more activities is the only way. And more activities, circulation of print, probably circulation of prints in terms of posters, in terms of in a many other way form, that is more important. The visibility of printmaking is more important, and that is not been there. So we need to think about how we can increase the visibility of prints, the language of prints into the public. So that could be many forms. That could be with workshops, that could be with organizing exhibitions, that could be organizing like simple spreading of posters. Can we imagine that? Can we imagine a lithographic printed poster on the corner of the city? So we need to work it out on that terms.
Yeah, that can be done. It is not difficult. That can be done.
Yes. I in this context, I would say that there is a printmaker friend of us who is operating in South Africa. He's a teacher in Johannesburg University. So he had a project long back. He did a project on AIDS awareness, and to do that, what he has done, he has invited artists all over the world to work on woodcut. So woodcut as a medium, it gives you a binary kind of an language, which is either it is there, it is black, or it is white. By characteristics, it is very provocative kind of a language it produced. So throughout the world, the artist did woodcut and send it back to him. And what he has done, he printed those prints, small prints, into large size billboards, and he spread it, like he displayed it throughout the country, because it was a problem in South Africa. AIDS was probably even it is now. It is a problem, and that was a kind of an work it out. That's how it worked it out. Nobody asked that whether it is signed, whether AP is there, or what kind of, how many editions were there. So these questions became irrelevant once the language became more important.
Yeah.
Very correct. Very correct. Very correct.
But
Also,
now, since the social media is active now, and now this activity should take
Yes.
place frequently. Then it makes sense.
I also feel that
Yeah.
printmakers, the upper crust of the printmakers should come forward and put regular posts on social media, especially about printmaking. That will
So that
help growth of printmaking, definitely.
that is
Kavita ji कुछ
only
कह रहे
that-
थे.
I was saying that in continuation to Arpan's point, we should do outreach programs. Instead of relying on the mainstream galleries, we should also look for the alternative avenues to exhibit the work. Like from CHAP, we had done many such projects where when the new mall was opening, they gave us the lobbies to exhibit print. So going where people are coming, instead of wanting people to come to the gallery, we started displaying the work in the public places, in ice cream parlor, in pizza parlor. So basically, we want people to get used to seeing in the first place. Buying comes much later. First of all, they have to learn how to
Very,
see,
very
learn
correct.
appreciate.
Very, very correct.
It is not
देखेंगे तो
going
लेंगे
to.
ना.
It is not going to give you result immediately.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we
True.
need to build it up. We need to construct it.
Very, very correct. Very correct. Pagod sir, आप कुछ इसमें ऐड करना चाहेंगे?
No, that is very true what they said actually. जो आज का मेहनत होगा वो 10 साल के बाद किसी और को मिलेगा. वही एक अच्छा फल है इसका, क्योंकि हम अपना मेहनत का फल हम ही सोचे तो वो कभी नहीं हो सकता है. वो आगे जनरेशन को मिलेगा, वही वो अच्छा बात है. तो ये इसका एक अच्छा एडवांटेज है.
Very, very.
So that is.
Anybody else who wants to add anything to this event?
I think a lot of viewers have started putting questions. We can address it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I have not. They are saying that one question was that are these printmaking residencies can be helpful?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We are doing it.
See,
on a larger scale.
Yeah, it is helpful, no doubt about it actually. And now we call it residencies. Earlier, it is like collective work we used to do actually. That is how it used to happen. So the residencies always makes differences, because so if you call 2 artists for the residency, the 10 other people are also in their working method and sharing with their views and exchanging their that is all happens. We do it in faculty actually. Whenever we have a kind of workshop and some residency artists will come, and many former students, ex-students, and our present students, other discipline students also come and take interest in that actually. So that is all happens. That makes a difference actually.
No, there are,
because in Baroda you have created that atmosphere, whereas in other cities this atmosphere is not there.
So depending on the cities actually, where like some cities have a problem to so some cities can successfully do it
actually.
Yes.
I was earlier saying nothing happens on its own. We have started such a beautiful studio in Jawahar Kala Kendra. Now studio is set up. Now it's not going to run on its own. There has to be several events, several exhibitions, several residencies. So then that momentum will pick up. Whether it is Jaipur, Baroda, Madras, Calcutta, any place, it is a biggest or a smaller place. I think the efforts are being made, but we need more of them, because our
Yes.
population, and since we are for masses, we have to reach out masses, and we have to slowly educate them, or we'll have to slowly make that exposure more frequent and on a larger scale. Then it will create more better impact, I think.
Very, 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 very correct, Kavita ji.
ये क्या है ना, एक्चुअली अभी क्या हो रहा है, लाइक एज आई अर्लियर मेंशन, लाइक students have no time actually, so there are too much into too many things actually. So because for example, if you ask them to attend the theory classes, then they will attend, but their mind is somewhere else. So then end of the class they ask, please send the notes, sir, we will follow it actually. Because all these facilities are created problem also, and another way they are solving the other
Beneficial
problem.
also.
Yeah.
Yes.
Simultaneously, we have to let go both this thing.
No, teaching is another challenge, Bagudi. Now with this
Yeah.
new and faster medium and social media, in your
Yeah.
teaching you will have to inculcate these new things, because the
Yeah.
students can't work in such a way. They are interested in
Yeah.
seeing something on Facebook. Now, obviously, this
Yeah.
talk is also you will see on Facebook, isn't it? So,
No.
we have
That's what all this we have to include in the practice actually, all that actually. That is there actually.
Yeah, I
And
think
this pandemic really made a difference to understand this practice.
Yes.
I think it is important to understand also our student and their own time, because
Yeah.
they have like our days are not now. Like
Yeah.
now the students are having their own criteria, their own crisis, and probably as an academician we need to address crisis to understand them. We also need to understand them, that what they are looking for, what are their own objectives. So it is a very, very critical issue on the other way around in art education as a whole, not in terms of only printmaking. And
Very correct.
we need to understand that. So
Yeah.
like for an example, like we don't change our syllabus every year.
Yeah.
yes.
We don't review our syllabus every year, which is absolutely necessary. Things are changing
Necessary.
like anything in 365 days. So
Yeah.
in each 365 days, can we think of modifying or changing or completely erasing and introducing a new syllabus, new structure, new course structures? Do we get or do we take feedback from students, from the end users? So these are the methodologies which are these are the tools probably going to be introduced nowadays, and through that we can understand our own students.
No, that's very true actually. We have to make them participate in these activities actually.
Yeah.
And also take their feedbacks and work accordingly actually.
Probably if we do that, then probably the whole course of education, whole idea of understanding printmaking could also change, and it can give another direction. We can look for it another direction.
No, that should happen also actually, because as long as the traditional practice and same thing, other things are happening, it should happen simultaneously. Like more and more information they should get, and they can pick up what is best for them and go forward.
Like everything else in the world, this education system should also evolve according to the necessities, according to the interests of the people.
Yes.
Yes.
Anybody else wants to say anything about this?
See, one more thing I want to say actually.
Yes, sir.
In most of the academic institutions in country, what happens, you know, sir, once you set up the syllabus, they will make you make 2 prints, you make 3, that, you know, that kind of practice we should avoid actually. That is, most of the art schools, you know, like in the remote areas, they do like that, you know, they expect from the students to do 3 woodcuts, 2 lithographs, 2 something like that. That is not an education you are creating. So that practice should avoid, and you know, it should be happening on the aesthetic level, or more discussion, more you can invite others to interact with them, you know, like all those practices should happen actually. Then only the art can progress, you know, like not only printmaking, the other art also actually. If somebody wants to put a highlight on that, they can also add.
Dushyant, we are sorry, we cannot hear you. आपका माइक खराब हो गया है. चलो कोई बात नहीं. Next time we'll have a better session.
But silent talking is a
I have posted some chats on the chat group. So if you can respond to some of those.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, there are quite a few questions that have come in, but unfortunately, only half the question appears on the screen, so I can't read it.
Right.
So what we will
Well,
do is,
my question is not a question, it's a comment. The comment is that we printmakers also have to get off our hobby horses, because we sometimes treat print strictly as only those which are edition prints.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, we are constantly talking about the unique language of print. Now, there is a conflict there, because one is making multiple and the other is utilizing the unique qualities of print. Now, if somebody makes a print which is unique, which is one piece, which is not in multiples, yet uses the language of the printmakers per se, almost without exception, reject that as print and says, oh, that's more like a painting because it's not an edition, it's not a print. I think we need to get off this hobby horse for printmaking to acquire the full potential that it is. Too many times I've seen printmakers making a silo, a sort of an enclosed camp of their own, where they kind of keep people out saying, oh, they can't make an edition print. Now, edition print is not the last word in printmaking. It is part of it, but there can be prints or works of art which involves printmaking techniques which are not edition prints. Now, I would like to know what the panelists have to say about that.
Yeah, that is precisely, you are absolutely right.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, it is also very interesting to look about the viewers. Like once if there is a print displayed, people will go and they will see that whether the paper is white or not, whether it's been shifted or not, whether it's the ink is there or not. All these questions, all these will be the primary way of looking towards it, rather than looking at the image. So that's the kind of stigma which all the printmaking and printmaking related things were having. I think slowly we are overcoming this hobby horses in your terms.
Very, very correct.
But this is absolutely true. Like I fully agree with you.
Indro, I would say that this where editioning comes from. I completely agree with you that editioning is not everything. But if you are doing your graduation, if you are getting a degree of master's in printmaking, it is one of the requirement that when
that's a separate thing. That is an educational thing. You teach people how to take editions. I have no problems with that. One must learn how to take editions. Yeah. But the point is that once you are out there as an artist and you realize that what is the point of making an edition if there is no market for prints? There are only a handful of people who are successful in making prints. So if I want to use my printmaking expertise in making a work where I do use printmaking techniques or things that I've learned in printmaking, or if you like, the language of printmaking, and make a work which is not an edition, I have seen people rejecting it out of hand, saying, no, this is not printmaking. So I think the printmakers have also a responsibility of seeing that your definition of what is a print, or for instance, digital prints, there are all kinds of things that are coming in now. It is the confusion between a reproduction and a print is exacerbating. It is not reducing. And for a general public, the difference between a reproduction and a print is not yet very clear, despite efforts over the last 100 years to explain that, you know, what the printmakers do is not a reproduction, all works are originals. That still hasn't percolated down. Now, in a country where visibility literacy, visual literacy is so low, to expect that people would immediately get on this idea of a print and how unique it is, it's not very feasible. So I think on our part, we also have to take into consideration the fact that there are going to be people who learn printmaking, but they're not practicing printmaking as in edition prints.
Yeah, I agree, completely agree with what you are saying, but some people should, keep their ego aside and start looking at the works in a broader way, actually. Then only one could understand that differences. So one should, this practice should, come into the academic practice, actually. So then it will carry forward, so that is not happening in everywhere, actually, except a few places, actually. So that should happen, actually. Then only it will come to the broader picture. That is there.
Chaliye, now we'll should we end our session here? कविता जी कुछ कह रहे हैं आप?
नहीं, टाइम हो गया है अपना
जी, काफी टाइम हो गया है. More things are there, we'll address individually, and अगर हुआ तो within next a few weeks we'll have one more session like this.
We would like to see the questions. Can we have access to the questions which is put here later on?
I cannot see the questions right now, but they will be there recorded. So I will forward them to you, and we can answer them individually or in a group.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Namaskar. बहुत आनंद आया. Dushyant, we'll have a separate session next time. Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.